Well, the second trading day of the week is getting started. We have quite a lot packed into the business day of the week. So let's get today started. I am boasting the Mafai with your business morning. Lagos State Governor Ambode is right now hosting the cream of business policymakers and professionals and others to a grand meeting that unveils his administration's economic agenda. Ambode is spending his first term in office and with a very massive infrastructure in Lagos State and a lot of other economic and business decisions being making for Nigeria's economic epicenter. The governor is bringing all the stakeholders together today for a whole day conversation about what his administration is doing and what to expect in the future. Meantime, Lagos says he signed a deal with the UK-based Low Energy Designs Limited to construct 10,000 street lights covering 300 kilometers across the state. The new energy project looks to create about 500 jobs, while the construction of the LED lighting plant will be based in Ekpe. That project will cost about $7 million with the delivery date set for the next 12 months. And that's the Ambode's latest electrifying Lagos looks like. Meantime, the state government is also looking to redesign and all the gas plants facilities in the state to ensure that they meet safety standards and reduce the loss of lives and property. Remember the last gas explosion that we had in Lagos, claiming lives and property. Now the state government wants all the gas plants being proliferated across the state to meet certain standards and ensure safety of lives and property. What's on our calendar as we start today, Tuesday, the second business day of the week? Nigeria's legislature today is set to pass the bill that will move the Financial Intelligence Unit, or the NFIU, out of the EFCC and set it up as a separate entity. The deadline for Nigeria to do this is March the 11th, when the Global Egmont Group meets to discuss Nigeria's situation, among other things. And we're expecting also today the National Bureau of Statistics to release the Nigerian port statistics covering 5 years, 2012 to 2017. And also on the calendar, and as we speak today, PwC is publishing its 2017 African Capital Markets Report. That document will analyze equity and debt capital market transactions that occurred across the continent between 2013 and 2017 across all the exchanges on the continent, as well as transactions by African companies on international exchanges, including the London Stock Exchange. And tomorrow, Wednesday, the Central Bank of Nigeria has hinted that it will release the Financial System Stability Report. This report was due to be released a few weeks ago, but now we're going to have that on the street tomorrow morning. Here on Business Morning, we'll put that out for you as soon as it gets off the Central Bank of Nigeria, 10 o'clock in the morning. And looking at your calendar, on the 12th, that will be a Monday, Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari is scheduled to formally launch the Focus Laboratories of the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan, the ERGP. Those 4 Focus Labs will be formally unveiled. And you know those 4 pillars already, don't you? We've been talking about it. And on the 12th, it will be formally unveiled with the 126 targeted projects that the government says they are ready to kick off the ERGP. And later, a little bit later, looking at your calendar, I'm looking at the screen there, on March the 20th, we have the Rural Agricultural Enterprise Conference. That conference will focus on how to co-create a sustainable Nigerian economy using the rural agriculture. And that on agriculture takes us effectively to our commodities discussion this Tuesday. Adimo Kwesa, one of the research analysts from Financial Derivatives, is here to take us through some of the burning issues. And if you're already on social media, on Twitter, I'm already burning this morning. I'm burning over the news that the Thailands want to establish rice mills in Nigeria when we're just getting a business of rice growing and milling together locally. And that's also, I'm already burning on that. Overnight, I also burned as far as the petrol smuggling business is concerned in Nigeria. I'm asking Nadim Okwesa a bit of these questions. Good morning, this is to have you.
Good morning, Bosun.
These are two of the burning economic issues. Will Nigeria pay? The smugglers are having fun. We are paying more for rice. Sometimes we don't know whether the quality of this rice, because they spend so much time on the high seas. Then we have petrol, that we are spending our petrol dollars to import finished products. Then we have some folks siphoning it across the borders. These are very burning economic issues. You think so?
Yes, they are. I think smuggling is a big business in this country right now. And what's for rice, smuggling is both ways: smuggling in and smuggling out as well. So petrol is just smuggling out. Well, I think smuggling is a byproduct of protectionism. I think right now there's a lot of debate between protectionists and free trade, with Donald Trump, America slapping tariffs on some U.S. products.
But on EU, U.S., steel, aluminum.
Yes, but what we see is that when there's a total ban on a product or some form of protectionist measure, smuggling of that product increases. I think if you remember in 2014, 2015, the government banned the importation of motor vehicles through our land borders. The intention was to reduce smuggling, but what that did was had the opposite effect of smuggling.
At a spike.
Smuggling increased and domestic prices, car vehicles, foreign car vehicles just rose astronomically.
Because we're not actually producing that much locally, if any, anyway.
Yes, indeed. So in the case with rice, I think the government slapped a ban on rice importation through the land borders. What this does, because there's a supply deficits, we're not producing as much rice as we consume. So that supply deficit puts a premium on the price of rice.
And you think we have a taste for imported rice?
Yes. Most consumers feel that it's easier to cook. Foreign rice is easier to cook, so they rather go towards the foreign brand than the local brand. So because of that pricing issue, it's way more profitable to sell your rice products here than in other countries. For example, the price of rice was as high as 90,000 naira not too long ago. Right now, the average price of rice is 13,000 naira. So that is a lot of money. So rice producers would rather sell their products in Nigeria than sell it in their home countries right now. And secondly, I think right now, this is the Harmattan season. It is not the optimal season to produce rice. So right now, smuggling is...
It's thriving.
Yes, smuggling is thriving at this time of the year too. And also, we also have our borders are, quite frankly, very porous. For example, our border to Benin Republic stretches from as long as the Atlantic coast to Sokoto State. So it's a very extensive